Ma'am, can we start the session? Right now we are in the practice session.
Yeah, we'll wait for Dr. Dhanbal.
Okay, so
Can you just call him?
I'm calling you.
So what's going on? बरकत जी क्या है? श्रीनगर से क्या समाचार है?
श्रीनगर में आज इलेक्शन है, तो आज मैं ये घर पे ही हूँ, वीकेंड पे। तो आज मैं बताया कि वहाँ शायद नेट की सुविधा होगी, तो घर से ही मैं कर रहा हूँ कि वो
तो आप तो स्क्वास्ट में फिजिकली इंक्यूबेटेड है ना?
फिजिकली इनक्यूबेटर वहाँ है।
अच्छा।
तो आज मैं घर गया हूँ कि हमारा एक जो इलेक्शन है लास्ट फेज में 25th, जो अनंतनाग का जो हमारा नेटिव है।
ओके। तो आपकी अभी इलेक्शन आज है या 25th को है?
आज है श्रीनगर कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का,
ओके।
और अनंतनाग राजौरी पुंछ का है कि 25th।
हाँ, अनंतनाग तो शायद मैं पहलगाम गई थी तो शायद बीच में आता है ना?
हाँ, पहले पहले एंट्री जो है वैली का, तो वही है। तो
हाँ जी।
आपको कभी कब इरादा आप आइए।
नहीं, मैं स्क्वास्ट आई थी 10 साल पहले। तब
हम्म,
आपके जो वीसी साहब है, प्रोफेसर नाजिर गनाई,
हाँ
उनके
हाँ
इनविटेशन पे आई थी। तब वो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनिमल बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के शायद एचओडी रहा करते
हाँ,
थे।
आप आज वो वाइस चांसलर हैं।
हाँ जी, वाइस चांसलर है।
तो अब हमने और भी इसमें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड मशीन लर्निंग का हमने कोर्स नया स्टार्ट किया, शायद किसी एग्रीकल्चर या कोई जनरल यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं, ये ऑपरेट नहीं है, रिसेंटली हमने लॉन्च किया है वो। और दूसरा और भी कुछ कोर्सेज हमने किया, और इंक्यूबेशन इस बार बहुत बढ़िया है। और पिछली बार आए थे सर सेक्रेटरी, बाकी लोग भी आए थे, और काम भी हमारा कुछ ठीक ठाक ही अब चल रहा है। तो अब देखते
हाय
हैं क्या।
हाय 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 डॉक्टर धनवाल, हाउ आर यू?
Hi, I'm doing good, madam. I'm a bit late in joining.
Yeah, so today it's a holiday in Kanpur, so even there's a holiday in Srinagar, so I have probably disturbed both of you on your holidays.
No, not at all.
And Dr. Prujal Parekh is our BIG 23 awardee.
Mm.
Yes, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
So, ma'am,
And
can we start this session for attendees to join?
okay, so
Sure.
yeah. So
Mm.
we'll have a brief introduction. I'll start
Mm.
with you, Dhanwal ji,
Mm.
and
Yes, ma'am. Mm.
we'll have a brief introduction. First, we'll have brief
Mm.
introduction about what everybody does. Then I'll request you to just
Mm.
share 5 to
Mm.
7 minutes on your startup and what was your BIG grant about. So everybody can do that
Mm.
for 5 minutes, and then basically then we can just have
Mm.
tips and tricks on how to write the BIG application, and if there are any queries from the applicants.
Sure.
But because it's a holiday in a lot of
Mm.
places, so I don't know how many people are joining. But let's see, whoever the audience is, we'll try to engage them
Mm.
as much as possible.
Sure.
And Dhanwal ji, your BIG award, which year, which call?
We have got the PhD in the 16th call. We have been 16th call.
Okay, all right. So we can start with it.
Mm.
Uh, where's Dr. Prujal? He's there.
Let me call him.
Mm.
So, Dhanbalji, are you in Kanpur right now or
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Kanpur, in campus only.
in campus only?
Mm.
It's been how many years
So,
since you have been at the campus?
it's been 2 year, 2.5 year now.
Okay.
We have started in 2021 December with the BIG grant. Then followed after post grant, we are continuing the campus. There is the only innovation center with which gives an residence also. So it's 24/7 access. So we are operating the lab last 2.5 years.
No, it's really good to get a residence nearby.
Mm, mm,
Otherwise, what I hear from the startups these days that it's very difficult.
mm. Now all are accommodated. Most of the startups are in the campus, inside the campus.
But still, what I hear is that there is a paucity of accommodation.
Mm.
विवेक, क्या हुआ?
मैम एक्चुअली उन्होंने एक दूसरी लिंक से ज्वाइन कर लिया है, तो वो पैनलिस्ट की जगह ये अटेंडीज की उसके हिसाब से वो।
तो फिर आप अब पैनलिस्ट दीपक प्लीज पैनलिस्ट की लिंक उनको फिर से भेज दीजिए।
Ma'am, just ask him to raise his hand so that I can promote him as panelist.
अच्छा अच्छा, आ गए। हाँ, राइट।
Really sorry, I got connected as a participant instead of a panelist.
Okay, so Prujal, can we start the webinar?
Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on Pathway to Commercialization, Empowering the Success of BIG Grantees. I am Shreya Malik and I am from SIC IIT Kanpur. And we have organized this webinar specially to create awareness about Biotechnology Ignition Grant, which is the flagship scheme of BIRAC for early stage funding in biotechnology and life sciences. And we are pleased to inform everyone that today we have with us our BIG grantees. So we thought that who is better than the BIG grantees themselves to, share their journey with the BIG grant and their entrepreneurial journey. So we are extremely pleased to have with us Dr. Dhanbal Kumaraswamy. He is the CEO and founder director of Phytomark Labs. Also with us, we have Dr. Barkat Hussain. He is the CEO and founder of Ferrobank Technology. And we also have Dr. Prujal Parekh, who's the CEO and founder of SPL Syringes. And we are extremely thankful to them for taking time out of their busy schedule and participating in this webinar. So a very warm welcome to the speakers. Thank you for joining. And through the profile of speakers, we have tried to cover healthcare, agri-tech, and industrial biotech, because under the BIG call, applicants and scientists, innovators can apply for different areas of biotech. So that is how we have covered the different speakers, and they've been doing some very novel and innovative work in the area of biotechnology. So let me begin by introducing Dr. Dhanbal Kumaraswamy. In fact, he is physically incubated at the Startup Center and he is an awardee under BIG's 16th call. Thank you, Dhanbalji, for joining us. And if you could briefly introduce yourself for the audience.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me to this information webinar. Myself, Dhanabal Kumaraswamy. I am a pharmacist by education. I completed my Bachelor of Pharmacy in the year 2003, followed by Master's 6. And then I have been embraced a teaching career for 15 years. And during this, my teaching career, I have completed my PhD research. Followed by this entrepreneurship journey, all this started with an opportunity, which is an of producing phytochemical reference standards. This is used for the quality control of the herbal extracts, nutraceuticals, and Ayush medicines. So we have a valid problem statement, a valid a market opportunity. So this warranted a startup. So with this, with the help, then we applied to the BAG grant 15, and it was in the first round we could not able to clear the funding. So in the followed by the second call, we just persisted and we applied. We corrected the shortcomings of the pitch, and we have obtained the grant in the year 2020. But as all of us know that what would be the scenario in 2020 and 2021, it was the COVID years. So though our fund was cleared and we received our fund and 1 year late post 2021, after second wave, we received the fund, and from 2021 December onwards, we are physically incubated at IIT Kanpur, SISC. So with the PhD grant, we could able to just take our idea into prototype. So as we look at the PhD grant, with the time availability of at the max 18 months. So to achieve such kind of things, we need more time. So what we have to set a realistic timelines that we have to reach at a functional prototype at the end of this BAG grant period. So from 21 to 2023, mid 2023, we completed our BAG grant, BAG project with a functional prototype. The device that we have created is using a machine vision based thin layer chromatography. In this technology, we could able to automate the take to just what it been a manual instrument, and this has been just into an automated machine vision based decision making instrumentation for separation science. This basically application in the separation science. So the instrument that we have invented is not yet commercialized, but by using this instrumentation, we could able to produce phytochemical reference standards in a very cost-effective manner. So our product, our service line has been started, and then we are now serving the industry with the innovation that we have done using the PhD grant. This is our just short journey of last 2 years. Yes, ma'am, this very short story of ours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dhanbal. And it's always, whenever we are there at the SISC SIDB lab, it's always so pleasant to see you around working, and you're also always so helpful to all our other startups as well. And thank you for joining for this webinar.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to introduce Dr. Barkat Hussain. He's our incubating, and also he's a BIG grantee of Call 23. And he's so co-incubated at SISC IT Kanpur and physically incubated at our co-incubation partner Sher-e Kashmir University, Srinagar. Dr. Hussain, thank you for joining. And if I could ask you to briefly introduce yourself for the audience and what work that you're doing under the BIG grant.
Yeah.
So thank you for introducing me. I am Dr. Barkar Hussain, also professor, active professor in Sukost K, because the new education policy of our university. So I am also having a startup known as Parabank Technology Private Limited, incubated at both the places as you have mentioned, because we have a short time, a brief time. So I am working at the pheromone. On that basis, I have a lot of grants. And before that, I have my postdoc from Virginia Tech University, USA. After that, I have also completed my overseas to Julius Cohen Würzburg University in Germany. So that has specialized in pheromones. So in that case, as we talk through the tongue, insects talk through chemicals. So that is silent communication for mating, food, and other things. So we isolate those chemicals and decode those chemicals and use for monitoring mass timing and mating disruption of insects, as people are using only there are few pheromone companies, but they are only have the unisexual lures. But I am able to trap both male and female. That is beauty of our technology. On that basis, I got this big innovation award and Bearsy grant. So for that purpose, we are now making those other lures for other insect. In case of house flies, they can use for the paramedics or any other place, eatery, and also the fruit borers, they bore inside the fruit, and it is very difficult to control if they can run the bullets or any sort of insects that when they already penetrate the fruits, then it is very difficult. So we have to knock them at the early stage when they are when they lay eggs on the fruits. So apart from that, we have now more than 20 products for house flies, fruit flies, because fruit flies are nasty oil twister and other insects which are attacking. Because if we use any insecticides that is carcinogenic and also health hazards, and they could not description good and bad, because our technology that is a rectal to target the close and straight, but there is no effect other natural enemies or no health hazards. So apart from that, now we are providing those to farmers. And I have in our paper we have also reduced the scientific diplomacy, because in Ladakh that was the very worst pest, and there was a quarantine, so they cannot sell their produce to any other parts of India because of this notorious pest. So they had put as a ban for that. So we have a solution for that. And now people are the agencies, are the farmers, are the government. At the very initial stage, we are coming into business, and that the trust we have developed, and that is good sign. So in addition to that, we have also on that basis got the city grant. Thank you for the Social Innovation Lab IIT Kanpur for build the trust and the technology, the powerful technology we have, because that pheromone chemical is very strong. And hopefully, I'm trying my level best to have the same solution for the mosquitoes, so that they are very, very notorious pests. And hopefully, we are looking for the grants. For that, we can have the solution for the mosquitoes too, because they are vectors. So they are using applying syringes rather than applying needles. So that is a quite good alternative for using the pheromone technology for that. Apart from that, as a research point of view, I am also using the non-chemical approaches for pest management. We also use the sterile insect technique, because for that purpose we have that things are not in our India, so that we have to rear insects, then irradiating. Those are the couple of good papers we have already published it on people. If they have some interest, they can see on the Google Scholar. So we are in the gamma radiation, and now using some other chemical tools to sterile the insects, so that we can release them in the atmosphere, so they can pair with the virgin females, so nothing will come out. So we are working on the sterilization part also. So thank you. So I hope that I have not taken a long time.
Thanks, Dr. Barkar, for sharing the details of your pherohormone technology and the excellent work that you're doing there. And I'm happy to inform all the attendees that we have a social innovation lab by Citibank, and Ferrobank is also an awardee under that grant also, for that was specially for agri-tech startups. Now, let me introduce our third speaker, Dr. Prujal Parekh. He's MBBS MD, and also he is the founder of SPL Syringes, and he's also fellow Gujarati. So I'm very happy to introduce you, Dr. Parekh, and I request you to briefly tell the audience something about your proposed startup, and what do you plan to do, and how do you manage both the careers?
Thank you, Shreyaji, for inviting me to this webinar. My name is Dr. Prujal Parekh. I am a general surgeon. Just slight correction, MBBS and MS. I did my surgical residency and I was an assistant professor of surgery for 3 years. These 6 years I passed at BJ Medical College, Ahmedabad, which is also the civil hospital in Ahmedabad. I am also the founder of Aspire Syringes. We received the big grant in the 22nd call. We got the grant in the year 23 and we chose SIIC IIT Kanpur as our big partners. We're incubated physically here in Ahmedabad itself at AIC. Across our medical practice, we came across a lot of problem statements at civil hospital, which is the largest, it has the largest patient load in Western India, and we came across a lot of problem statements and we were solving it simultaneously along with our practice during those 6 years. And one of the unique problem statements that we recognized was the safety concern associated with parenteral drug delivery as well as user compliance, user ergonomics. So we started solving that problem and created an innovation that was focused on making parenteral drug delivery safer by focusing more on the process of aspiration. Eventually, as we went on with the problem solution, we discovered the market opportunity and all of the factors that are going to be discussed now in this webinar. And we formalized the process in the year 21, incorporated a startup, got together a team, uh, actually prepared for 6 months before applying for the big grant because I knew about the big grant and how thorough your preparation needs to be before applying for it. It is not well. You cannot just rely on luck, when you're applying for a big grant proposal. So we actually prepared for 6 months. I skipped one call, the 21st call. I had the chance to apply for that call, but I did not apply for that call. Thoroughly prepared for 6 months, got all the IP ready and all the necessary things that you need for an application, and then eventually applied for the BIRAC's 22nd call. And very happy to be here and help people plan out their proposals for this year's call. So let's proceed with.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Parekh, for joining us and for the introduction. And now to begin the discussions on applying for BIG, so I'll start with you as that while filling the application form, like we know that it's a very comprehensive application form and a lot of details are required. And probably by the time when we come to the details on the proposal, the applicant gets really exhausted by filling all the personal and team member details. So I think that the details pertaining to the proposal objectives, work plans, milestones is very important. So do you want to share any suggestions about how to divide the work plan into different objectives? There should be how many objectives and how to list out the milestones for achieving each objective? Any
Okay,
strategies
so
for that?
yeah, sure. So most of us, probably the panelists and the participants in this webinar are most of us are innovators. We do not understand the commercialization aspect of a startup. Some of us do, but it's not very detailed. So the first advice would be to get someone on the team or to get advice regarding the commercialization aspect, because this grant is not just idea to prototype, it is idea to commercialization. So do focus on the commercialization aspect. I had no idea about how to commercialize an innovation. So we got on board a team member who specialized in it, helped us make a plan, and our activities, our objectives, and milestones also need to be in parallel with the commercial aspects, so that the people who will be reviewing the forms, your proposals are the best minds in the country. So they also need to understand both aspects of an innovation, the novelty as well as the commercial aspect. So one very important key advice that I received from one of the webinars that SIIC hosted before the 22nd call was one of a similar panelist who got the grant told us that do focus on the commercialization aspect. We innovators, we tend to miss out on those aspects, and we have an elaborate section in the form that is just about commercialization. And you cannot just write what you feel like. As an innovator, I would feel like I have the greatest invention and it will change the world, but you have to put it in words, you have to put it into actions, and make it in a way that it's suitable for reading when a subject expert is reviewing your form. So if
So
that's
as an
yeah.
example, if you can share for your own product, that what commercialization strategy did you mention, and if you could share
Right.
like as a
So
case
if
study.
so, we have been working on innovative syringes. So let us take a syringe for an example. We were taking care of three aspects. One was, of course, developing a prototype from the idea. The other key aspect was regulatory point of view, which in biotech and medtech is very important. You have to take care of the regulatory aspect while creating all these activities, stating these activities and writing these objectives, and the commercialization aspect. Since we are in a medical device domain, we do not have to do phase 1, phase 2. We directly start from phase 3 and eventually phase 4, that is post market studies. So our activities and our milestones revolved around phase 3, phase 4 commercial aspects, as well as what regulatory aspects are we going to accomplish before entering the market. So they were based mainly on these three verticals.
Thank you. Dr. Dhanwal, if we could also ask you that,
Sure.
based on your proposed product and technology as a case study, if you could mention that how did you show your market potential and what was your commercialization strategy?
Uh, as Dr. Parikh has said, it's very right. The evaluators sitting at the BIG grant evaluators are the best mind in the country. So we have to be well prepared, and then we have to just go with the facts and data. So in our case, we have our product is a phytochemical reference standard, and it's been known to the most of the panelists that they were agreed that this is largely imported. Means we are attempting to be an import substitute. So it was so. So we were whatever the commercialization strategy that the problem statement and the validity of the problem statement, when it is clear, then we also will know the commercialization strategy also. So we have just we have to see in our case it's a chromatography machine and the product that it delivers. So we know that the prototype that we are going to develop will take time. So it may take more time to just so we are ended in idea to prototype. Then from prototype to a commercial product journey is another journey. So, but at the same time, we could able to assess. We have able to give the phytochemical reference standard that is a product from this machine, this technology. So we have very clear from the beginning that what is our immediate product line. So we have two product line. One is the phytochemical reference standards. Another one is the separation technology. So we have to be very clear that if someone have an innovation, that the product will take time to commercialize, but they can offer the service using the product. So that also another commercialization strategy. So all these things should be mentioned in the BIG grant, I believe. So this will compelling case it would be, because the machine will take time to commercialize, but the product that you are producing using this particular machine can be commercialized at the early point of time. So in our case, this is the strategy work for us.
Thank you, Dr. Dhanwal. Now moving on, Dr. Hussain, if you could specify that considering that BIG requires the applicants to have an encompassing holistic team with different expertise. So what was the composition of your team, and how did you have somebody on board who could look at the business side of things?
Yeah. So most of there are more than 24 companies, pheromone companies in India, but they are only producing the unisex. They only trap the males. But my innovation was to trap both male and female in case of cardima, that is Sadia palmans, one of the worst pests in India, mostly located in the Ladakh region. Now it has been entered into Kashmir, so that is the apple fruit bowl of India. And there are other insect pests on which I am working, the bisexual lures I have developed so far. So for that purpose, when we trap both male and female, so we can annihilate the insects So then that be the pest-free area as very important for the creation of organic belts, organic markets. For purpose, very beginning, there are a lot of private players that the Russell India Limited, they show the positive responsible. The main base is the United Kingdom, and also other private companies and other NGOs, they show up not to for commercial of this product. And before that, I was already providing and producing those sort of things from my lab, Pheromone Technology Lab, housed at Sher Kashmir University Agricultural Science and Technology of Kashmir. And in COVID-19, when the outbreak was there, all things are closed. So we provided more than 5 lakhs to the Department of Agriculture at that time to save the fruit industry, because that is very devastating impressed. And other cases, we have built a very strong group of our students and my colleagues, so that to have a team on that aspect. And also we have built that relationship to have a that is chemistry of the students are the followers very important when we choose a team for our startup. So that is very mandatory, because we have to see the expertise, we have to see the things which are the products or the raw material, which is very important for that. So that is very important to me. The chemistry of the group is very important before having this sort of things. So for that, that is very important, rather than they may create some issues or other things. So that is very important for that. Now we are moving as that was a one-person company, and now we are going to elaborate that thing as the things will go separate. So on that basis, we have a lot of products that are housefly trap. So that is nobody in India is having so housefly trap. We are trapping the housefly, so that will be in the chai wala ke paas rahenge, eatery shops पे रहेंगे, या हॉस्टल में हमने अपने में लगा दी कि जब गर्मी बहुत रहती है तो वो खिड़कियां विड़कियां खोल दी तो मक्खियां आती है, और डस्टबिन पे आते हैं जो हॉस्पिटल में रहती हैं, वहां भी मक्खियां रहती है. दे आर लॉट ऑफ डिजीज कॉज्ड बाय दिस हाउस फ्लाइज. वो गंद चीज पर रहती है और निशानस भी है, तो कोई इनको दैट इज वेरी लिथल. सो वी आल्सो हैव दिस प्रोडक्ट. Apart from that, we have a lot of things for house flies, fruit flies. So there are 24 insects which are attacking the fruits as well as the vegetables, and we are considered on the unisexual and the bisexual lures. So that is very important, and we are producing our laboratory. So now we are spreading already. So we are in the market, and so that we can have the fan base as well as the marketing strategy. We are adopting how we can we have to also demonstrate in different areas. So also in case of there is a lot of competition in the pesticide companies, because they can use insects.
You're already in the market, so what's your revenue model?
So in case of revenue model, we are giving the departments or the farmers are directly taking those things. So we are just giving this particularly the organic areas where they feel some issues. So mostly the organic belts, we are promoting our products, and also the urban markets. We are also trying meat shops, eatery shops. We have recently launched the housefly trap. So for that purpose, we are going for the urban areas and the hospitals, and also the hotels, and also those hostels where their canteen is particular, but their students or other people are taking the food. So lot of house flies are there. So that is also creating nuisance when they sit on the body. So nobody allow the insects that remain on the body or the surface. So for that purpose, we have already decoded and put that in our place. And also not only that, in poultry farms they can put in the cowshed, they can put. There are a lot of they remain on their nostrils and lumpy skin disease. So nobody said that they are taking lumpy skin disease in India that is attacking the cattle. So that may be sort of virus, but they are carriers, these house flies or other flies. So we can have those, they can install those traps, and we can reduce the lumpy skin disease by using these housefly traps. And apart from that, we are also in process for the grant in case of for the mosquitoes, because it is very lethal. Because I have already told they create a lot of they are vectors of different diseases, dengue and all those malaria, all those things. So if we can to crack that thing, so I think that's a global base. Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Thanks a lot, Dr. Hussain, for clarifying on the revenue model. Prujal, if you could elaborate a little bit on because this is a 18-month grant, but the application mentions that an applicant should mention a 5-year product development type timeline. So a lot of applicants ask us that although the grant is for 18 months, but then how do we show a 5-year timeline? If you could guide the applicants a little bit on that, and also a little bit later on the budgeting part.
Yes. So, yes, the grant is for 18 months only, and we recommend, SIIC also recommended me. I had initially put the timeline as 14 months, which was a little bit over ambitious, I would say. It is safe to keep 18 months as the timeline, the maximum timeline that is available with big. And so the big grant is a part of your journey. It is not going to fund your entire journey. There's only a limited amount of things that you will be able to do in 50 lakhs. It is a huge amount, but if you look at the journey that you want from an idea to entering the market, keep your aim as entering a global market. So to tread this entire path, big is just a support for the first 18 months is what how I would see it. If your innovation or your prototype can be made in 18 months, which most of them do, if it's a formulation, they are usually synthesized in 18 months, and a medical device, even the difficult ones, are usually, they can be assembled in 18 months. So I think it's a good amount of time where you can use all these funds to make a prototype and also parallelly get the regulatory approvals. I was talking about a syringe, so I need a test license, I need a manufacturing license. If it's a novel device, then we have to pass through a novel device pathway where you need more licenses to perform a clinical investigation before getting a license to manufacture. So all of these aspects, regulatory aspects, can be managed through the big grant, and they are very important, before you enter a commercialization stage. So it is not just the prototype; it is also these aspects. There's intellectual property. You may have applied for a provisional or a non-provisional application before the grant, and then as the prototype builds, you want to file further patents or design patent to protect your innovation. So all of this can be taken care from the grant while the process is ongoing. So 18 months, idea to prototype along with these aspects is a good amount of time. You will have to show a 5-year pathway because they also want you to be clear about what you want to do with the idea. One of the very key aspects of the process of applying for this grant was it really gave our team a clarity on how to move forward, because we everything was scattered, everything was there in my mind, but we did not have a clean visual on the path ahead. So this application will actually help all applicants to have a clear view of your next 2 years at least. And they want you to plan ahead, they want you to know that you know what you're doing and what you will be doing even after the big grant. It should not end at, now the big grant is over and the project is finished. No, it has to keep moving forward, and that is why they're asking for the 5-year plan. It could be you start with the regional markets and then eventually enter other regional markets or the national market. Eventually, apply for FDA approval in the US or CE approval in Europe. This is going to take time. This won't be a matter of 18 months, and this may not be covered by the big grant. So you have to show all these aspects. When do you want to enter the market? How do you wish to enter the market? What will be your model? Will it be B2C? Will it be B2B? Again, I did not know any of this till we got our business guy on board. So you need, you need to think about all these aspects, put it in the 5-year plan. That in year three, I will be distributing the device to all the local distributors in Gujarat. So maybe that was my plan by year three. Maybe my plan by year four will be to reach out to the distributors all across India. And then parallelly, I can also say that apply for FDA approval through 510(k) route. So this is how a nice application can be framed, and showing 5 years so that you are clear as well. You need to be clear in your mind. Most of us aren't, But the application for this grant clarifies a lot of things for even for our own team.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Prujal. And Dr. Dhanbal is a very earlier BIG grantee. So a lot of other BIG grantees have told me that the grant has been a game changer for them. Do you agree, Dr. Dhanbal, that because it's been many years since you've completed the grant, and has this led to so many other grants and successes and increase in revenue?
Very true, madam. Because BAG is a big game changer, not only game changer. Because just only with idea and just we have in our case we know what we are going to do, what's the problem, and what is the problem that we are going to address, and what is the revenue streams. Everything we are clear, but we don't have the fund to start with. So unless it comes, then we have just it's a bootstrapped company for in the initial 2 years. Once the BAG grant we obtain our BAG grant, then it was things are completely changed. Means there is a 30% of the budget is given for the infrastructure. Means the capex is for up to 15 lakhs. Then manpower 15 lakhs. Then we have consumables. So with the capex changed a lot. Means whatever the basic equipments and everything we could able to cover it. Then this grant has provided with everything that we can start with the phytochemical reference substances. Means before the end of 18 months, then we were fully ready with the production. And just within us down the first 24 months, we were commercializing. Means our commercialization started and our cash flow started. So this BAG grant is the most important to start with. The entire consumables, the entire the capex expenditure start paying after 18 months of the project. So it is a game changer. And also the BAG line of funding is there in BIRAC. So it's a first step. Absolutely. Anyone who could complete it successfully can just take them to next level. To SIBRI, BIPP, then they can go for further grants in the same line.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dhanbal. So now we'll open the forum for questions, and so all the attendees are requested to either raise their hand, and we'll let them, have discuss their questions with the speakers. And meanwhile, we've got few questions on the chat box. So I'll just read out the first question that, hi, this is Dr. Ekta. I want to ask what topics or areas are covered this time in BIG. Is it only microbiology related, means infectious diseases, or we can submit any relevant idea related to diagnostics? Please guide. Hi, Dr. Ekta. Thank you for asking this question. So all areas in biotechnology or life sciences with commercialization potential are funded under BIG. Certain areas are specifically mentioned in the flyers of the BIG partners, but that doesn't mean that the areas that are not mentioned are not funded. So any area under biotechnology or life sciences with commercialization potential is funded under BIG. Then the next question is that from Dr. Nazma Haq. The question is that, do we have to include marketing part as an objective while writing the proposal? So thank you, Dr. Nazma, for asking this question. But if you look at the proposal, so when you look at the proposal, you have to mention the market potential, the commercialization strategy, and there is a presentation pitch deck that is to be given along with the application. And one needs to mention the novelty, feasibility, market size, what is the total addressable market, serviceable market, and one needs to also mention the competitive landscape and what is the value of proposition. So all this information has to be mentioned along with the proposal. All right, so there is a question by Abhinav Gupta that, have the products reached the market? So like mentioned by the speakers, the products by Phytomark and Ferrobank are already there in the market. and the product being developed by SPL Syringes. It is under validation and will be in the market soon. Am I correct, Pooja?
Correct, yes. We're currently at the preclinical validation phase.
Right, and you will be starting clinical trials soon?
So we'll be starting our preclinical animal validation next week. Once we have the results within say, 2 months, we are planning to go through the predicate device pathway where we will not require a clinical study to bring our to get the license to manufacture, and then we will, once approved, we'll get the license to manufacture and we'll directly start our phase 4 post marketing surveillance and studies.
So do you already have the license from CDSC or test license?
Correct. The test license we've already received. So that was our milestone for the second tranche of the grant, that we have the license to assemble and to assemble the device for validation purposes. So we received the test license in February, and we're currently.
So this is a very important point for all medtech and healthcare applicants, that this can be one of their objectives. So now we have Dr. Anu Sharma. So she has a question specifically for Dr. Hussain. Can we have her inside the panel so that she can ask a question?
Yes,
Deepa?
yes, yes.
And she is in.
Dr. Anu, you can please ask a question. Please unmute yourself.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello everyone. This is Dr. Anu Sharma, and I have the question with both of from the Dr. Hussain and also from the Dr. Dhanbal. Actually, I'm also working in the agriculture area, and we have some idea and some few tests also we have done for the organic biopesticide, phytochemical based. So I want to apply for the big grant. I just want to ask that we are from the research background and we do not have that business person in our team. So how to find that business person for as a member, and where we will where to contact with the person who can be the board on the board for business purpose. And also this is the idea, and also we need the funding for infrastructure, manpower. So this all will be covered in the big grants, this funding to start the project in a resourceful manner.
Yeah. So yeah, you can contact us. We can be the partners for your innovation, but for that purpose, we will see what is your idea. So on that basis, it is quite good. So we can be the partners for that. For that, that if you have some biopesticide for that purpose, it is very essential to register with the CIBC registration committee, Center Board. So that is very important. So that is very, so we can tap the market. And before that, we have to see that it is in-house testing and out-house testing, because there are a lot of biopesticides in the market, but that is not so good. Even though the powerful company, the percent, they have a big lobby. I should be frank enough. Even though chlorpyrifos, that is lethal. Even though all European countries and all those developed in the USA, they have banned, but still we are proud that we are using the chlorpyrifos.
Exactly.
And what will happen if you have such a product that has such a toxicity to the pest population, because the beauty in case of biopesticides, they can also kill broad spectrum product if you have. So really, we can test freely in our lab if it is working, so that we can be the partners for that. For that, that is very easy. We can help you, and for that purpose, you can also apply the BIG, the preliminary testing, and if it is having such a potential, because there may be a lot of things, some essential oils people are using, or botanical are also using, but to be frank enough, the results are not so rosy.
Yes. But sir, actually we have the patent from the CSI laboratory. We have filed 2 patents in the organic biopesticide area. That is similar patent. And now we want to launch we want to explore the idea for different biopesticide. Similarly, we have worked earlier for 6 years. So it is proven the toxicity, validation, and efficiency also impactful. It is and harmless. So we want to take up this idea and to complete this formulation from our company and want to file the patent also. So we are confident about the idea and the potential effect, but just it is like preliminary stage, and we want to complete in with the big grant. So just how to represent the idea and how where like I want to like person who can experience and who can provide us the valuable insight as a business purpose for the this our idea.
Yeah. So apart from that, first, if you have seen your product, so you are want to manage the pest, so you can target what sort of pest it is working.
Yes,
So that is you can cite the problem first and its solution and what it is impacts in the environment, what is the impacts
yes,
on the insects, and what is the impact on the natural enemies, because
yes,
that will not kill our natural enemies truly if it is like that, but it will also eliminate the natural enemies or also the pests. For that purpose, you have to first you already identify the problem. You have also have the solution, and for that purpose, I can be also be helpful for that. Also, SIG team that is very confident and they have a strong rapport in the BIRAC group, and they can also help in shaping the presentation. So that is very important. How you can put the things, and for that purpose, you have some graphical abstracts, all those things, rather than put a lot of words, so that because the timeline is very short, only 5 minutes, you have to say your
yes,
problem, you have to have the solution and what are the impacts and what is the outcome, what is the business model, and how you can run go to the market and what is the outcome. So that is very important. How you can convince the panelists or the teams that you can win the BIG grant. So if you have
yes,
such things, that is very important. So, but to be there may be also other biopets, and we also compare the other biopets, the Behavior Bestiana is there, matters, Anispolis is there, or there are other botanicals that are already there. So you have to make a comparison of that. What is the novelty in your product? So that is very important. How you can put that in, so that you can show their effects and your product. So that should be much better. So either way, there may be a lot of botanical companies, the biopesticide companies. They have the products, but the beauty of your product, you should make the goodness of your product. So that is very important. You have to elaborate and raise their things, so that won the BIG to compete for the BIG program.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hussain. Thank you, Dr. Anu.
thank you so much.
So I need to take few other questions. There is a follow-on question from Dr. Nazma. So she has written that if there are 5 objectives, where 1 to 4 objective focuses on product development, so can the 5th objective would be about marketing? Can marketing be a 5th objective? Dr. Dhanwal, would you like to reply this?
Yes, ma'am. The first 5 milestones, if you are focusing on product development and in each strategy, but there should be something before marketing. There should be validation. Means you have to be clear that how you are going to validate your prototype. Since I am clear, I think so. If you develop a product, there should be some tests, some results, some interpretation. So what that step validation should be the another milestone. Then once you are validating it, then you can just the next milestone might be the marketing. If it is a formulation product, then it takes time to go reach the market. But you have to at least end up in validation. Since the product should be validated using the kind of experimental design. So that
Okay.
might be your.
Thank you. The next 3 questions are related to healthcare. Prujal, the first question is that what should I upload as a declaration document on ethical and regulatory issues involved?
Right. So I see the 2 questions, and just a follow on the marketing, including marketing as an objective. You can include the marketing activity as an activity under the objective. So I had included a lot of marketing activities under the main objective. So there, if you look in the form, there is an objective, and then there are many options for activities. So you can put that as an activity instead of an objective. Okay, so Dr. Deepika, there is already a format. Once you start uploading the form on BIRAC's portal, there is already a document that is given by BIRAC which you can download. They have a fixed format. You just need to put in your company details, your names, sign it, stamp it, and upload it back. It's not something that we have to make on our own. And the other question is regarding how to get a test license. So it depends in which state are you right now. There is first a basic wholesale license that you need to get for your startup. First of all, I would like advise you to incorporate a startup. If you cannot get a test license or any licenses as an individual, you have to incorporate and then get a wholesale license from your state drug authority, and eventually apply for a test license with CDSCO, which is a very elaborate process. It is a 100-page application. You need to show all your suppliers, where are you going to assemble or synthesize your formulation, whether they are all ISO certified or not. So I advise you to get a regulatory consultant to help you apply for this. Do not try to apply it on your own. And we actually had shown this as an activity in the entire project, and we also funded the regulatory aspect from the big grant.
Thanks, Pooja. There is one more question. So this is by Dr. Pawan Kumar. So Dr. Pawan Kumar he's the founder of startup Jivatia Biosciences. In fact, he's a IITK alum, and then he was at Stanford University for more than a decade. So his question is that they are developing a microbiome-based drug designed based on a lot of published data in multiple journals by others. Do we need our own data on a prototype and an idea that ties together these various publications as a starting point for BIG grant? And can prototype for POC be different from actual drug that we use in clinical trials? So there are two separate questions basically over here.
Should I answer them?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so yes, very important aspect is in the application there is also a section where they have these three drops to show these scientific studies, even if they're not yours, but something similar. If it's a different molecule, different drug, that studies have been done on those, and your invention or your idea is actually enhancing the entire process, and you need not have studies of your own because it is very obvious. You're still in your ideation phase, basic TRL2, TRL3, you may not have any studies of your own. But I would recommend, if you, rather than showing a molecule that that is similar to your drug and the studies related to that, I would rather recommend you find studies that actually show the problem statement, and the fact that the current solution, existing market solutions, are unable to solve that statement. So if you have scientific evidence of those studies, if you upload those, then it will be beneficial for you. And there is also a section in the application which shows that are there any other existing solutions similar to your invention which are already in the market. So in those scenarios, in that case, you can mention these studies, and you can also clearly highlight how your invention is separate than the existing market solutions or the existing drugs in the market.
Yeah, thanks a lot. There's one more question by Diksha. Deepak, can we have Diksha in the panel, and she can ask her own question? So she has a startup called Genomiki Solutions, and they provide prenatal and neonatal genetic screening tests.
Hi, thank you, Shreya, for the introduction. So, hi, panelists. Thank you so much for the details. As Shreya mentioned, we are working on building diagnostic and screening solutions for newborn disorders or pediatric disorders. So, my question was that this is a new, for big, we are applying for a new product that we are creating. It's a screening solution for newborns, and we are at a very beginning stage. So we are sort of ideated and conceptualized, but we are there is a molecular biology essay objective in the proposal, and we are not very much sure, or you can say that those things have to be decided once we have our first or two objectives clear. My question was, how much details should we put in the proposals, in the methodology about this objective, for which we might have any changes or pivoting at a later stage? Was I audible?
Yeah, you were audible. Anyone else
Anybody
to
who
ask?
would like to answer this question may answer.
Yeah,
Basically, I just wanted to understand that how much detailed methodology are we supposed to provide?
you need to have as much detail as you know, whatever you know at this stage, at this conceptualization stage, that you know that this is all what we need to do the biological assays. You need to write all of it down. It may change later on, which is fine. But whatever you need, whatever you know at this stage needs to be documented and written to show to the subject experts, because they will be, they will be more knowledgeable about that entire process. Of course, the concept will be innovative and novel, but they'll be knowing more about biological assays than you will. So
True.
do include as much as you can, even in the methodology. Even if it is something that you've not formulated right now, but do formulate it, before drafting and before writing the application. So that is why what involves in the preparation for the application. You need to be prepared for all the stages. If you're not prepared, you may go ahead and apply, but uh, you know you can be sure that it might not go through, because you did not put in a well prepared application. So do prepare your methodology and all of it
Okay.
well before applying.
Got it. I got your point. So basically, we need to put in all the details, whatever we can, and we can see.
Yeah, I would like to add here. So there is a protocol in genomic solution. There are a lot of methods and methodologies already in the pipeline. So if you can give some authors that Falana et al, yeah, A et al or B et al have done this work, and what is the novelty in this methodology if it is not new? So that is very important to give get attraction from the panelists or the people.
That we have sort of included.
So that is only you have to mention, rather than that there may be 1,000 types of protocol in genomic solutions, because a lot of methods are in place. So you have to, what are the new things, recent protocol, then you can add your add your method if it is new method. But you remain a little bit silent rather than unveiling the thing novelties. That is very important. So you have to take the things a balanced approach, rather than you can put that in such things that in vain, so people not understand. But you have to, if that is purely linked that are new, that will be put in place.
Got it. So definitely we have all those things in place, that what all has been done previously and what all new changes we are trying to make it. But as something might change in due course of time. So
that will take care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both of you. Thank you so much.
We have just two more questions. Bela, can we have Deepak Bela in the panel? And also Urban Crew. So we can take these two questions and then we can conclude with the session.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon.
My question is with Dr. Hassan. I just wanted to know, like, since he's been working so intensively on pests, and he has adopted a beautiful methodology to tackle pests, and he have already worked with so many people in apple orchard, and the effort and the mood he have adopted to reach up to the farmers.
Can you repeat the question again, because the voice was not coming in the middle?
We
So
lost
you
your
have-
voice in the between, so just repeat your question once.
Sir, you have worked so intensively on pest,
Yeah.
and you have said that you have worked with farmers with apple orchard, how to
Yeah.
tackle with those pests which was coming from Ladakh.
Yeah.
So, sir, we are farmers, and and we have a mango orchard. We have been, struggling with pests, different pests, which is, spoiling our crop. So, you have a beautiful methodology, and that has to be gone down to the farmers.
Yeah.
So, my question to you is, how difficult it was for you to reach up to those many farmers when you know that the size of the orchard have shrunk over the years, the land? So there are multiple owners now, and you
Yeah.
have to reach to those multiple owners, convincing them about the quality it has and the effect it will have in your orchard. So how difficult it was, and what was the mode you have adopted to reach up to those many orchard owners?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you. This is a very beautiful question. So in case of pheromone technologies, that is not only the managing. So that is the one part of monitoring. So monitoring is the first line of defense. So in that case, when anybody apply the pheromone trap, she can trap the adults, because adults are the really laying the eggs. So that we can say these mothers know the best how to where to lay eggs and when to lay eggs. So when egg layings, they can use any management approach. So that is when if they have only single orchard, he can adopt. But pheromone technology works best when it is a large area. So that is that in the but to convince the all of the people, because it is because the fragmentation of holding takes place, the one orchard is converted into 2 3, because the division of the land among the father, the sons, and then their sons. So for that purpose, we have laid some demonstration tiles. So seeing, believing, and farmers first they see their eyes. So seeing is believing. So on that basis, they see our products, they see the things, they see the insects, and they see the catch rate of the pest population, how much insect we have trapped. So on that basis, we reach to the farmers, and we build a trust with them, and we work with the farmers. So for that purpose, and also awareness of the pheromone technology is not gaining momentum in India. So that is that sort of effort should be important in yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
you have heard about FPO,
Yeah.
Farmer Producer Organization?
Yeah.
Because what I think was you're spending a lot of time. It's very becoming a lot of time consuming process, and at the same time, if you adopt FPO and have talked to FPOs, then it would be easy for you to reach to number of farmers by just reaching one organization.
Yeah. So if we are looking for the FPOs, so we are directly coming in contact with the FPOs. If somebody is if some FPO is interested to be with Oracle, we can work with them, and we can dose down the rates, because we are where we can the social programs. So that is very important, and we have a large group, so we can have a solution for a large area. So that is very
Dr.
beautiful.
Saab,
हम तैयार हैं आपके साथ, अगर आप काम करना हमारे साथ चाहते हैं तो आई एम रेडी।
हम लोग एक FPO है, और हमारी जो टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसको लेके हम लोग बिग में घुस रहे हैं, वो हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी ये है कि अपने देश में आप जैसे लोग और बहुत सारे एग्रीटेक पे काम हो रहे हैं, अच्छे प्लेटफॉर्म बन रहे हैं, बट प्रॉब्लम ये हो रहा है कि हम लोग अपने फार्मर तक इसको पहुंचा नहीं पा रहे, राइट? So let's build up a platform, a communication link between FPO and their shareholders, their stakeholders, which are farmers. So we are entering into big, and we are applying into big scheme with just an idea about building a communication network between FPOs and the farmers. And every FPOs have around 1,500 to 2,000 farmers. And such a beautiful technology you have spoke about, and I was just eager to have that also pass on to the farmers.
Yeah.
So we understand that it is becoming a great challenge over the years for everybody to bring their technology down to the end users. So we just want to bridge this gap by building a multiple communication network. Do you think that I am heading in the right direction, sir?
Yeah, that is quite good. So you can write my number, that is 9419425558, or you can have my email.
I beg your pardon?
9419.
Sir?
9419425558.
558.
55558. 9458.
Sir, 9419425558.
Yeah. That is my WhatsApp number. I can build a direct relationship with you, and I will. The quality of my traps and all those things is very nice, and that will be cheaper because it is the university owned company, because that
Exactly,
is.
sir.
In the Kashmir, in addition that we have also give a burst to the holistic agricultural development program worth 5,000 crore policy document we have given to the UT of J&K. So I was part of that. I was a member of that. So we have the policy document. So the vision we have given to the with the UT of J&K. So that is people, farmers are taking the step in that direction, and this is a very versatile technology we have demonstrated, and I also demonstrate. I'm happy to demonstrate my technology in your area. So you have the problem in the mango right now.
Sir,
Okay, thank you,
we have
Dr.
a
Abhay.
federation of FPOs.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Dr. Abhay, thank you so much. I think because you have exchanged numbers, so I'm sure you can have a detailed discussion outside
Okay.
of the webinar. And thank you so much. And thank you to all the speakers. Thank you, Dr. Dhanwal. Thank you, Dr. Purujal. Thank you to Dr. Hussain, and thank you to all my team members for organizing this webinar from the BioVertical, from the media team. Thank you, everyone. And that's it. And if there are any more queries, you can write to us, and we will forward it to the speakers. And yeah, we'll conclude the session for.
There is, excuse me, there is one more question from Urban Crew that is already left. I think we can let him.
Yeah.
Okay, we can take the last question from Urban Crew.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, I missed you. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon. My name is Vishal from Karnataka. Ma'am, we are working on AI sorting machine to segregate the plastic waste. The question is, when we should go? I mean, as of now, we are at the product stage. So when we should go for the investor? Not even.
Shall I take this question, ma'am?
I think he's in train.
The question was clear. He's asking that
Yeah, now I'm in travel. Now I'm in train. I'm traveling.
when you have to go to investors.
Like when we should go for the fundraising, sir. Currently, we are at the product stage.
You should go at the right stage to go for writing fund.
Is there any background to what kind of product is being developed?
Hello.
Yes, is there any background regarding the product?
Yes, sir. We are at the product stage. We are building AI sorting machine to segregate the plastic waste.
Okay.
So, I mean, we got some investors. They told that they're ready to invest, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakh. But as of now, still we have not done valuation because we are at the product stage. And how we going to do that valuation?
I think we have a commercial. Do you have a commercial person on your team who looks after the commercial affairs, or do you have a team, a business development team, your startup?
Yes, sir, we have. We do have.
So I think you must, consult amongst your own selves, and if you feel that the product is ready and ready to enter the market, and if you want to scale up, that is the usual time that I know, and I'm sure my colleagues would know here. At the usual, point at which investors are, they take entries when you want to scale up, and you have developed the proof of concept. So if you reach that stage, then why not? Must go for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. The wonderful session. I hope it helps everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone
everyone.
for joining. And yeah.